In this video, we are going to talk about Robert Frost, the famous American writer. Robert Frost was an American writer who born in 26th March 1874 and died in 29th January 1963 due to some complications related to prostate surgery. His ashes are interred in a family plot in Bennington, Vermont. His full name is Robert Lee Frost. He was a modernist poet. He belongs to the literary era that is modernism. But unlike other modernists, Frost also kept some of the traditional aspects of poetry. Robert Frost's poetry style could be described as conversational, realistic, rural, and introspective. Nature and the despairing state of humans were depicted in his works. He is also famous for the depictions of rural life in New England. He had a good command over colloquial speech. Frost worked as teacher, cobbler, and editor of the Lawrence Sentinel. His first published poem, that is My Butterfly, an Elegy, appeared on 8th November 1894 in the New York newspaper called The Independent. His notable works were A Boy's Will and North of Boston. He received 4 Pulitzer Prize for poetry in his lifetime. Those were in 1924 for New Hampshire, a poem with notes and grace notes. In 1931 for collected poems. In 1937 for A Further Range, and in 1943 for A Witness Tree. He was awarded the Congressional Gold Medal in 1960 for his poetic works. He was named as the Poet Laureate of Vermont in 22nd July 1961. He was nominated for the Nobel Prize 31 times. Robert Frost spoke at John F. Kennedy's 1961 inauguration, that is, at the age of 86. Frost was honored when asked to write and recite a poem for President John F. Kennedy's 1961 inauguration. The gift outright was the poem. So, coming to his major works and looking at his poetry collection, we can see there are many collections. First, A Boy's Will in 1913, a collection of 32 poems. Then, North of Boston in 1914, a collection of 17 poems. In this collection, there were some significant poems such as Mending Wall and After Apple Picking. Next, Mountain Interval in 1916, a collection of 31 poems. The Road Not Taken, Out, The Oven Bird, and Britches were some of the famous poems which belong to this collection. Then, New Hampshire in 1923, a collection of 23 poems. Fire and Ice, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, and Nothing Gold Can Stay were some of the important poems which belong to this collection. Then, West Running Brook in 1928, a collection of 43 poems. Acquainted with the Night was belonged to this collection. This is a famous poem. Then, collected poems by Robert Frost in 1930. A Witness Tree in 1942, that is a collection of 11 poems. In this collection, we can see The Gift Outright, The Silken Tent, and a question. Then, In the Clearing in 1962, a collection of 38 poems. And afterward, this collection has only one poem. And Steeple Bush, a collection of 8 poems. In his literary career, we can see the influences of Ezra Pound and Edward Thomas. Edward Thomas was his inspiration for writing the poem The Road Not Taken. Then, coming to the plays written by Robert Frost, we can see A Way Out and One Night Play in 1929, The Cows and the Khan and One Night Irish Play in Rhyme in 1929, the same year, A Mask of Reason in 1945, and A Mask of Mercy in 1947. Then, looking into Robert Frost's personal life, we can see that Frost born to journalist William Prescott Frost and Isabella Moody. In 1885, when he was 11, his father, William Prescott Frost, died of tuberculosis, leaving the family in poverty. His mother died of cancer in 1900. In 1920, he had to commit his younger sister Jeannie to a mental hospital. Many people in his family tree suffered by depression and mental illness. Later, Robert Frost married to Eleanor Miriam White on 19th December 1895. Eleanor and Robert Frost had 6 children. Son Elliot, who died of cholera, daughter Leslie Frost, Valentine, then son Carol, who committed suicide, daughter Emma, daughter Marjorie, who died as a result of a fever after childbirth, and daughter Eleanor Bettina, who died just one day after her birth in 1907. Only Leslie and Irma outlived their father. So I believe we covered all the important points about Robert Frost. Thank you.